Good morning, Doty Knights, and welcome to our all-school assembly. We are so excited to have you coming back to campus on Monday. It has been over a year since we had students on this campus, and it is about time, and we are so excited to have you coming back. Things are going to be different. We want to make sure we do this right and that we do it safe, and we want to make sure that you understand all the things that are different and our expectations of you, and that's why we're having this assembly here today. There won't be a chance for questions and answers during this assembly, although you're free to ask some questions of your teachers after the assembly is finished. And if you would like to ask questions of any of us up here in the office, tonight, Thursday night at 6 o'clock, there will be a Zoom for parents and students, and there'll be an opportunity for you to ask your questions of us at that time. So let's get on with the assembly. As all of you are probably well aware, the coronavirus numbers have gone way down in Los Angeles County, and the county officials have allowed public schools to open once again in a hybrid fashion. So we also have a lot of safety measures in place to make sure that we're doing this right. And you're going to hear more about this in the assembly, but just to highlight, face masks or face coverings will be required at all times on campus except when you are eating. There are desk shields in place for your safety and protection, and there is a lot of safety signage to remind you to keep 6 feet of distance from other students. There are hand washing stations, hand sanitizer every place, and of course the existing sinks and soap that we already had before things. We want to make sure that you keep your social distancing. There won't be congregating in the quad or other public areas, and before you enter class, you'll want to wait on the marks on the pavement before you go into class, 6 feet away from other students waiting to go into that same class. There are water filling stations on campus. You won't be able to drink out of the water fountains because they are public and would be used by multiple people, but you can bring a water bottle to campus, and there are stations on campus where you'll be able to refill that throughout the day. This is going to be a big one where we need all of your cooperation. So that we don't have students crossing each other in the hallways, we are minimizing exposure by having our hallways, most of them, be one-way hallways. Ms. Reardon and Mrs. Nicasio will be explaining all of this in more detail, but you want to take note of which directions you need to go and not go in each hallway for your own safety and the safety of others. Also, on campus, the back gate will no longer be open this school year or next school year due to construction. So we will only be using the front gates, and primarily the north parking lot gate, the gate by the softball field, and the gate by the flagpole. So those will be our main entry and exit points. And again, there'll be more discussion about how you come and go from campus. So let's talk a little bit about what hybrid means and what is the hybrid schedule. You can see it in front of you there, but I want to talk first about cohorts. So to be able to keep proper social distancing on campus and reduce the number of students that are on campus so we can have that proper distancing in every classroom, we've divided the students into 3 cohorts, A, cohort B, and cohort C. I want to talk first about cohort C. About half of our students, half of you, your parents, have opted to keep you on full distance learning for the remainder of the school year. So for cohort C, you won't be coming on campus on any given day. You will do distance learning every day from home for all your classes, just like you've been doing all school year. The other half of our students will be divided in half again, so a fourth and a fourth, and those will be cohorts A and cohorts B. By doing this, we make sure that no class has more than 15 students, and most classes will have only about 8 or 9 students on any given period on any given day. And Cohorts A, as you can see on the schedule in front of you, will be on campus on Mondays and Thursdays. Cohort B will be on campus on Tuesdays and Fridays. If you look at this schedule, you can see that on Mondays, it's periods 1, 3, and 5 block for Cohort A on campus. Cohort B and C will zoom in. On Tuesdays, it's period 1, 3, and 5 with Cohort B on campus, and Cohorts A and C will zoom in. On Wednesdays, there is no one on campus. In fact, our Wednesday schedule is the same as it's been all year, and all of our students will zoom in for their full schedule of classes. On Thursdays, Cohort A will be on campus, B and C will zoom in, and we will have the even blocks, periods 2, 4, and 6. And again, on Friday, we'll have periods 2, 4, and 6, but with Cohort B on campus. So that's the way that the hybrid schedule will work, and you'll want to take note on where you fall, which cohort you're in will be on cue, and you have the same classes that you've had, just some of you now will be reporting in person to them. Now let's talk just a little bit about after lunch on non-Wednesdays. So on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, your final in-person block for cohorts A and B will end at 12:30, and you will then immediately exit campus. We are providing a lunch for all students. It's a grab and go lunch. As you leave the gate, you can grab, it'll be a paper bag lunch that you can grab on your way out and eat on your way home or at home. Once you're home, we have office hours, which you're familiar with, from 1:30 to 2 o'clock on non-Wednesdays. All of your teachers and your counselors are available to tutor you, counsel you, help you, answer any of your questions during that 1:30 to 2 o'clock time period. And then from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we have enrichment and intervention. There will continue to be an intervention portion of the block schedule on non-Wednesdays, still immediately within or at the end of each block. But there is additional intervention that is provided and available in the 2 to 3 o'clock time slot. But so your teachers may schedule a follow-up lesson if you are having trouble multiplying fractions, and they are going to give an additional lesson on that, or tutor a group of you, have some of you come in that 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock for additional help. But there's also a lot of enrichment that's going on in there. We will have all of our campus clubs plus many new clubs and groups meeting in that 2 to 3 o'clock group. So if you've been part of clubs in the past, you can look at the schedule and find out what days those meet in that 2 to 3 o'clock time period. And there'll be new things to check out as well, opportunities for you, and resources and supports as well that you're going to be able to find in that time period. And we hope you take advantage of all those. Now, I would like to turn it over to our Vice Principal, Mrs. Nicasio, and then our Dean of Students, Ms. Reardon, who will explain some of this in further detail, including other information.
Good morning, Dirty Night. We are so excited to welcome you back to campus next week. To our 6th graders and new students who've never been on campus, we extend a special welcome to you. There are many changes in place here, from construction and equipment to the ways that you will walk in the halls to classroom policies and expectations. We want to make sure you understand these changes, so let's keep going.
Okay, kids, I want you to think back to last year. Think about being in a classroom on campus. Think about all of the things you touched: pencil sharpener, book, tape dispenser, calculator, headphones. Do you remember? All of these items and more are touched by up to hundreds of students each day, and their surfaces need to be cleaned. Electrostatic sprayers are the answer. There's some science at play here, and I am definitely not a science teacher, but this method of deep cleaning involves high-performance sprayers that coat those frequently touched surfaces with a high solution cleanser. Remember those pencil sharpeners and staplers? With a super strong cleaning solution, the sprayer zaps the disinfectant cleaner with a positive charge as it passes through the nozzle of the sprayer. That positively charged cleaner attaches itself to a negatively charged surface. Again, think stapler, desk, pencil sharpener, and then coats those surfaces with a layer of clean. Now, you're not going to use the electrostatic sprayers. Our amazing school district will handle that for us. What you are going to do is keep your hands and desk shield area clean. You're going to get a disinfectant wipe to clean your desk and shield when you enter each classroom, and then again when you leave each classroom. We have hand washing stations around campus by the locker room and room 15 and room 64, and all of our classrooms have hand sanitizer in them. So we just want to make sure that you are aware of all of the things that we are doing together to keep our campus clean and sanitized. Okay, Doty Knights, on to face coverings or face masks. You all know what they are, but we need to make sure that you are wearing the appropriate type of face covering. It needs to be a cloth fabric that covers your nose and your mouth and can be secured to your head with ties or straps behind your ears. If the mask does not cover your nose, mouth, and chin, then it will not be considered acceptable. You cannot wear a bandana as a face mask, and you cannot wear lace, mesh, or crocheted face coverings. It has to be a solid fabric. If your mask doesn't fit appropriately across your nose, mouth, and chin, if it is stretched out or has damaged ties, if it doesn't stay on your face and keeps kind of drooping down, or has holes or tears in the fabric, or if it's wet, then you're going to need to replace that face mask. And if you have a concern about that, you can always come talk to somebody in the office. And of course, you need to keep our dress code policies in mind, because we need to make sure that if you have any images or wording on your face mask, that those things are appropriate.
Moving on. Desk shields protect the space around you, specifically your eyes, nose, and mouth, from respiratory droplets and other people's coughs, sneezes, talking, or singing. What are respiratory droplets, you might ask? They are small, itty-bitty little spheres of saliva and moisture, and this, my friends, is where the COVID virus can lurk. Our main office has counter and desk shields, and each classroom on the Doty campus has a class set of student desk shields. Students, once again, you will use a wipe to clean your shield when you enter each classroom, and again when you leave each classroom.
So kids, if you have any question about what to do, where to go, where to walk, which direction to walk, please don't worry. Okay, kiddos, if you are on campus and a teacher or staff member notices any type of COVID symptom in you, maybe you have the chills or a cough, or it seems like it's hard for you to breathe, or you seem extra tired, or you have a headache or a sore throat, or maybe a runny nose, or you feel nauseous. If a teacher or staff member sees or hears about any of those things in you, of course, that person is going to be worried and want to make sure that you are okay and that the students and other staff members around you are okay. So you will be sent to a health screening tent next to room 31. And when I say tent, I mean like pop-up tent, not like camping tent. And once you are there, our nurse or another adult, Miss Williamson, will check your temp and make sure that you are okay. Your parent will be contacted, and depending on your symptoms and your temperature, your parent will be asked to probably come pick you up and take you home. There are some additional procedures that your parents will be made aware of, but again, we want to make sure that you are healthy and well, and that all of the students on our campus and all of the staff members on our campus are healthy and well. Social distancing. The magic number here on Doty's campus is 6 feet.
There's more. Kids, be smart, be safe. We just got you back, and we are so happy you're here. But if you do not follow our safety guidelines and rules regarding face masks, following the directional signs in the walkways, etc., there will be consequences, and the following will happen. Your first offense will be met with a warning, and your parent or guardian will be notified via email. If you have a second offense in breaking one of our safety rules, then a member of administration will call your parent or guardian, and we will tell your parent that you, the student, will be removed from on-campus learning back to distance learning if you break a safety rule one more time. And if that third time does indeed happen, then you will be removed from our on-campus learning program and sent back to distance learning at home. We are so happy you're here. We want you to stay, behave, and act safely and appropriately.
Hello, Doty Knights. I'm Miss Reardon, and I'm your dean. I want everybody to take a nice, deep breath. I know that you have gotten a ton of information already, and your brains are probably about to explode, and unfortunately, I have more for you. But I want to reassure you that we will get through this together. We will figure out our way through it. So take a deep breath, hang in there, listen to a little bit more information. All of this information will be sent out to you so you can watch this entire presentation again and really get comfortable with the things that are going to be happening when you return. But I want to let you know we're so excited to have you back, and we cannot wait to see you. Have a great day, Doty Knights. Take a breath. Here's more information for you. Entering campus. Each morning, the gates will open at 8:10 to allow students on campus. Please do not arrive before then. Please carefully look at your first period class for the day and the walking map shown here to determine the most appropriate gate to enter. Students, please remember you must wear a mask, you must maintain social distance, and when arriving on campus, you should have already completed the self-screening application showing that you are clear to enter campus today. Only students with a clearance on their app will be available to enter campus. Once you show your clearance to the staff as you walk through the gate, you have the opportunity to grab a grab-and-go breakfast. Then please head directly to class. You can wait outside of class, remaining socially distanced until the teacher opens the class. You may eat outside of your class, before school, and during passing periods. These are the 3 gates available in the morning to enter campus and in the afternoon to exit campus. The first one is the room 11 gate. The second one is the flagpole gate. The third one is the north gate. The back gate will not be open. Please make sure you look at the walking map to determine which is the most appropriate gate to enter when entering campus in the morning. Daily wellness self-screening process. Each day, the students must complete their daily symptom screener at home before coming to campus. As you make your way to campus, please get out your iPad, open your daily symptom screener app that you completed at home, and have the page open to your daily certified status. This is the page with the green check and your name on it. As you're walking through the gate, please show this page to the staff as you enter the gates. Just a reminder, no students can enter campus without this certification. Daily self-screening. Each morning, families will be required to complete a self-screening for each DUSD student prior to reporting to school. This can be done on the student's iPad through the app on the home screen, the Daily COVID Screener. There's also an option available to send it via text if selected. Let's take a closer look at the screening questions. This is a daily symptom check. Based on your responses, you will either be approved to report to the district or will be directed to follow other procedures. By completing this survey and submitting your responses, you agree that the information collected can be used by the district to provide a safe environment for you, other employees, and students. The data will be used solely to determine if you should attend campus at this time and will be kept confidential. So you can pick between yes, I consent or no, I decline. So I'll click yes, I consent. Question number 2 is, from the below statements, please check all that apply. Number 1, you've had a fever of 100.4 Fahrenheit or higher, chills, cough, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, persistent headaches, and or sore throat within the last 24 hours. Have taken fever-reducing medication, like but not limited to Tylenol, Advil, Motrin, to reduce a fever in the last 24 hours. To the best of your knowledge, have you been exposed to anyone who has tested positive with coronavirus in the last 14 days? Have you experienced recent loss of taste or smell, or none of the above? If you have had any of these symptoms, you click on that. If you've had none of the symptoms, click on none of the above. The next question is, have you been tested within the last 3 days for coronavirus and are waiting results? You can select yes or no. If you have answered yes to any of the symptoms, you will see this screen pop up with an X on it. Please do not come to campus. Call the main office to report an in-person absence, and when feasible, log on to the distance learning classrooms. Your principals will get an email with all of those that were required to stay home based on the self-screening questions. As a reminder, please do not come to campus if you have had a fever of 100.4 or more, if you are experiencing symptoms including persistent cough, shortness of breath, or sore throats, if you have taken fever-reducing medication in the last 24 hours, if you live with and or have been exposed to a person who has tested positive for COVID-19 or it has had COVID-like symptoms within the last 14 days, or if you were tested for COVID-19 within the last 3 days and are waiting for results. Grab and go breakfast and lunch. Each day, a breakfast and a lunch will be available to all students on campus. You do not need to input your lunch number. It is available to any student on campus. If you are not on campus that day, you will go to your regular lunch pickup location off of Doty Middle School campus. For those students that are on campus, breakfast you can grab after you go through each of the 3 gates. There will be a cafeteria table with breakfast available to grab and go. Please take your breakfast as you walk through the gate and head straight to your classroom. You may eat your breakfast outside of your classroom, or you can save it for one of the 2 following passing periods. Lunch will be available on your way out those same 3 gates. Please take your lunch home and eat it off campus.
Hi, everyone. This is KARIDON. I'm the cafeteria manager. And I'm looking forward to serve all of our students starting next week. Our cafeteria is going to be offering a grab and go. As you can see here, our students, we are encouraging our students to please pick up a breakfast bag. The breakfast bag is contained our handset and it's made for snack. And no numbers, student ID will be required. So we are encouraging all students to please pick up a breakfast bag. Lunchtime, it will be the same concept. It will be a different bag, and it will be served on an entree, as well as a vegetable and a fruit. And the entree can be heated up at the temperature of your own home. So we look forward to seeing you, Jody Knights. We miss you all.
Walkway map. The majority of our walkways are one way. Some must be two ways to allow students to pass. However, the majority are one way. Please look closely at the walkway map. Sit down with your classes and plan your route from class to class. The hallways are clearly marked with arrows. You must follow the pathway directions. Passing period is 10 minutes and will allow you the time you need to maneuver throughout campus, even if it takes some extra time. Staff will be stationed throughout campus. Please make sure you ask if you have any questions, as well as to remember to maintain social distancing as you transition throughout campus. Restrooms. We have several restrooms located throughout campus. Restrooms will be open before school, during passing periods, after school, and with permission from your teachers. Girls' restrooms are located in the 10s wing, in the 40s wing, and we have a temporary girls' restroom near the basketball courts. Boys' restrooms, we've got restrooms in the 40s wings and a temporary at the basketball courts. Due to social distancing, there is a maximum number of students allowed in the restroom at any time. A staff will be positioned at each restroom to help manage the movement of students in and out of those restrooms.
Hi Jody Knights, this is Mrs. REDFOX, and I'm so excited to welcome you either back on campus or to our campus for the very first time. We are so excited to have you, and we are here to help you. We know that this might be a little bit of a stressful time. You might have questions. Maybe even if you've been on campus before, you might not know where things are now. A lot has changed. So we're going to give you a map that gives you all the classes, room numbers. There's going to be pictures of your teachers' faces above their door so you can recognize your teachers and where they live on campus. If you need anything whatsoever, the counselors are here to help you. Any of the counselors, myself, Mr. Webster, the 8th grade counselor, Mrs. Navarro, the 7th grade counselor, all the teachers, the administrators, every single person on this campus is here for you, because at Doty we are a family and we work together to support one another so we can all be successful. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on campus. It's going to be a very exciting time, and remember, if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. See you soon. Bye.
Hey Doty Knights, it's Mrs. Navarro, your counselor. Just wanted to let you know as we make our way back to campus that I'm going to be there to support you. You can call, email, or fill out a Google form to schedule an appointment. I'll be there to answer any questions that you may have. I'll be there to appease any anxiety you may have. I'll be there just to talk. So feel free to call me, email me, or fill out the Google form. I will send that information to your account via email, so you should receive that in your inbox. And I'm happy to talk to you. We're better together, and I look forward to seeing all of you.
Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Webster. I am the 8th grade counselor here at Doty Middle School, and I am here to support you academically when you're struggling or if you're doing well, and I can talk about your schedule and any concerns you have academically. And as equally as important, I'm here to support you emotionally. If you're having any issues emotionally, you're not feeling good, you're depressed, you're sad, or you're happy and you want to come and share some news, come and talk to me. I can help you there as well. So welcome. And come and see me when you get a chance and say hello.
Hello Doty Knights. To find your schedule with room numbers, go to Q Student Connect, log in as yourself. When your name comes up, click on it. On the left, choose schedule, and your schedule will pop up with your classes, teachers' names, and room numbers. Hello Doty Knights. When you log into Q Student Connection, you're going to see a new tab on the left-hand side called Hybrid Cohort. When you click on it, it's going to give you the information that you have selected for hybrid learning. If you selected to come in person, you are going to be assigned a cohort, A or B. And it will also tell you the days of the week you need to show up on campus. This student has been assigned cohort A. They will be reporting to in-person instruction Monday and Thursday. If you selected all distance learning, that information will show here as well.